All right, you guys, I am just going to go ahead and get to this because we have a lot to cover tonight. So, welcome to our team Zoom. I'm excited all of you guys joined us. I know there's a lot of people that want to watch the replay, people that are still going to be jumping on here. So, if you want your team on here, tag them now. Send them a message. Say, get on this right now. And I'm so excited to be joining forces with Stacy and Melissa and just bringing all of our teams together so that we have more people on here. We can get back to the basics. We can all get on the same page. We can all be using the same tools and we can just keep this simple. Who is down for keeping it simple? Because I know I am, okay? So we are going to talk tonight about getting back to the basics. And if I'm looking away, it's because I made a bunch of notes because I do not want to get off track with this because it's so important. And there's a lot that I want to cover tonight. So I want you guys to be super vulnerable. I want you to use the chat so that we can see that you're awake and you're paying attention and all of the things. But what I want to know first is how many of you feel discouraged with where your business is at right now? Okay, drop in the chat. How many of you guys, or raise your hand if you want, feel discouraged with where your business is at right now? I'm sure we all feel the same with that. How many of you guys have went backwards in your volume? And if you haven't, you have not even been here long enough. So I don't even want to hear it from you because it's going to happen. So we're going to help you guys get prepared for that. And then how many of you guys feel like you're working consistently and nothing is happening? But you feel like you're doing Singular all the time and you're so consistent and you're working and you're doing all the things. Okay. I don't believe most of you. And I'm going to tell you guys why. We're going to get to the nuts and bolts of this because I really had to do a huge self-check of myself when it comes to this. All right. Now, I just want you guys to raise your hand here. How many of you have ever been on a merry-go-round? Right? You've been on a merry-go-round and you're just going around and around. So let's talk about merry-go-rounds for just a second here. Okay. It's a steady speed. I don't know about your merry-go-round, but mine only goes a little bit faster when it first starts and then it slows down at the end. Okay. So it's a steady speed. It's very predictable. Nothing ever changes, right? You see the same sights over and over and over again because you're just going around and around. There's no excitement. It's pretty stable, right? Not very scary. That's why we take our grandkids on it or our little ones on it because it's really stable. It's not scary at all, but it's so boring. How many of you guys if you love a merry-go-round, we need to get you on an adventure because merry-go-rounds, yeah, they're fun to see the kids smile and all that stuff, but they're so boring. They're so predictable. And how many of you guys get sick of riding on a merry-go-round? Does anyone get sick of it after a couple times around? You're like, hey, this is lame. Let's get off. Let's go do something else. All right. So how many of you guys have ever been on a roller coaster? Give me some hands raising. I know some of you probably don't like roller coasters, but let's talk about them for a minute. Okay. They're super unpredictable. Have you ever been on a roller coaster where it's just taking you up and up and up and up and you know what's going to happen, but you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And then you go over the top and you're like, why did I even do this? Right? So roller coasters, they are so unpredictable. Okay. They always have ups and downs because if they didn't, it'd be a boring merry-go-round, right? They have highs, they have lows, they're very fast paced. Sometimes you're going slower, sometimes you're going faster. They're super exciting because you never know what's going to happen. It has rapid changes. There's always things changing, sharp turns, and sometimes they're a little scary. Okay. I get so scared on roller coasters. I love to go, I love to experience it, but they are so scary. And so I want you guys to picture these two things together. Okay, merry-go-round or roller coaster. You guys, Singular is a roller coaster business. Okay, it is a roller coaster business. So even though the lows are really hard, right? The lows are kind of slower, the lows are kind of hard. The highs are so exciting because you never know what's coming next. You're on top of the world. You feel so, so, so good. You guys have got to learn to enjoy the entire ride. Okay, you have got to learn. It's never going to end. This roller coaster ride that we are on is never going to end. And if you do not start to enjoy the dips, you're not going to be able to enjoy the highs because you're going to quit before you get there. I'll just be straight up honest with you guys. So you've got to learn to enjoy the ride. So I'm going to trace this back a little bit to my story because I grew really, really fast in the beginning. And I really believe that people either come into this business and they grow really, really fast. They're like ignorance on fire. Everything's going right. And they just think this is it. And everybody else is sitting here like, what are they doing? They must be doing something new or something special. Like, what are they doing? You guys, they just have not hit their learning curve yet. Okay, so if people are coming in growing really, really fast, guess what? They are going to hit the top of the roller coaster and they're going to have to go down. And that's when they're going to have to learn. Okay, now other people come in, they grow slower. Okay, this is their learning curve right here at the bottom. And then all of a sudden, if they keep doing the same things and don't get burned out and enjoy the ride, eventually they're going to grow. Okay, so I came into this business. I didn't know anything about what I was doing. In fact, you guys, I was a zing flinger. I sold zing for years. I told people, don't look at anything else. This is all I'm doing. But I really shot myself in the foot in the beginning, but that's all I knew about. I didn't have anybody telling me anything or coaching me or training me or any of that stuff. So if you're like, my upline doesn't help me, I don't care. You don't need them, okay? If you're like, I don't like my upline, I don't care. You don't need them. Go find someone else to work with, okay? But about my story, I grew really fast. I had no idea what I was doing. And I live here in Utah, so I have access to Mark Walker kind of in my back pocket. He was my guy. And I remember one day I hit silver director, and I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know anything. And I started going backwards, but I was doing all the same things. I was talking to people. I was talking about more than just zing at this point. Like I was doing all the things, but I was going backwards. And I went into Mark's office. And if you guys have met him, you know how sweet and genuine he is. And I started crying. And I'm like, Mark, I just don't think this is for me. I can't do this anymore. My points are going backwards. My income's going down. Like I'm doing all the stuff you're telling me to do. And cute little Mark, he folded his arms and he sat at his desk, in his chair at his desk, and he smiled at me. And I was crying, okay? And he goes, I'm so glad that you're going through this. And I was like, that's it. I'm done with this company. I knew they did not want me to be successful. All these things, right? All these things going through my head. And I said, why would you say that to me, Mark? And he says, because if you never struggle, how are you ever going to teach someone else how to get through it? And I was like, okay. So what I want you guys to know is this is normal. Okay. Your discouragements are normal. Your lows are normal. Your highs are normal. All of these things are normal. But if you don't push through this, then you will never build a team. Because I can tell you, your team is going to struggle. Your team is not going to know what to do. When someone returns their product, you might have someone that has a total breakdown because they think it's their fault. Okay, you have got to get through the struggles, stick with the highs, stick with the lows, get through the struggles because you'll never be able to train anyone if you don't. Okay, so that's super important to remember. You are on a roller coaster ride and it's never going to end. Just don't get off the freaking roller coaster because it's so worth it. Okay, we're all struggling. It's so worth it, you guys. So that is your normal. Okay, this is normal. Welcome to the normal. And I'm so glad you guys are all on here to hear this as well. We have 25 on here now. That's so exciting. Okay, next thing I want to talk to you guys about. Like I said, we're getting back to the basics. What is your why? Do you know your why? Is it strong enough? Like, I'm about to get super blunt with you guys. Melissa's usually the blunt one. I'm usually the kind one. We're going to get blunt tonight, okay? If you have a why, and if you think you know what your why is, and you're welcome to put it in the chat, you're welcome to write it down on your paper, whatever you want, because this is personal for you. But we're going to make it even more personal for you. Because if you say that you have a why, and you still have excuses on why you cannot get your daily activities done, your why is not strong enough. You better reevaluate your why, okay? We need a strong enough why to keep us working through the hard. You need a strong enough why to get you through the ups and downs of that roller coaster ride. And if you still make excuses, it is not strong enough. One of the best motivations I have ever heard is Ed Milet. And it's about being desperate and getting laser focused. And I'm telling you guys, I listened to this last week. It randomly came up and I listened to it and I sent it to Stacy and I was like, Stacy, listen to this. And then this morning when I was cleaning my kitchen, me and Alexa, we always have a date when I'm cleaning. And I turn it on to Ed Milet, the Ed Milet show. And it was the same training. So I'm like, I must have to say something about this because it's just popped up twice. But you guys, it's so good. It talks about being desperate and getting laser focused because a lot of times people are like, I don't want to be desperate. Desperate is bad. Guess what? Desperate is not bad. That's something that Ed Milet has just taught me. Desperate is not bad. So he had these 4 points on how to help you get laser focused and help you to learn that desperate is not bad. Number 1 is evaluate where you are currently. Like, where are you with your business currently? Where are you with your team currently? Figure out where you are currently, and it's different for everybody. Number 2 is get more intentional. Get more intentional with everything that you do. Not just your business, not just with your kids, not just with your spouse. Get more intentional with everything you do. Number 3 is make a plan. What's going to be your plan? And I'm going to talk more about this, so you're going to understand this a little more. And then number 4, what immediate massive action are you going to take right now? Okay, and those are 4 things that we really need to think about. So we're going to talk about hunger and focus. Okay, now these are things that you should look for in a leader, but today I want you to evaluate this about yourself. Okay, because guess what? Everyone always says, I'm looking for that one. I just need to find that one. I'm looking for my next leader. I'm looking for a leader. But guess what? If you are not the person you are looking for, you are never going to find them. You are going to find people that are just like you. So if you're on the struggle bus, you're going to find people on the struggle bus. If you're someone that complains all the time, you're going to find people that complain all the time. If you're someone that makes excuses for everything, you're going to find someone that makes excuses for everything. Okay, so you need to evaluate yourself when it comes to this. So you need to evaluate your hunger level. How bad do you want your goal? And I sure hope the heck you already have your goals written down for hopefully this month, because it's almost over. But this quarter, this year, I hope you guys have your goals written down, because if you don't, you're sure as heck going to hit them, because then it's just a memory in your mind, right? It's just a wish in your mind. You're never going to hit it if it's not written down. So how bad do you want your goal? You guys, hunger causes desperation, and people that are the hungriest always find a way. So really, you need hunger to win. And one of the things he said is, this is why you have someone that's the top fighter, like championship fighter. Very rarely do they keep that championship, because they get content. They're happy. They're already on top. The contender that comes in wants it worse. They're hungrier because they think, oh my gosh, this is going to change my life. It's going to change my family's life, all of the things. And if you guys want this training, I'll send it to you, because he is so good, or this motivation, whatever you want to call it. But this analogy is one of the best I've ever heard. Okay. This will make you realize that your why is not strong enough. It did for me. I was like, oh, I better dig. dig. Okay. So say that you're in a meeting, a very, very important meeting. Okay. And this is Ed's thing. But you're in this meeting, very, very important meeting. It's full of so many important people. Like, you feel kind of out of place being there, but you're there anyway. And somebody comes up to you and they tap you on the shoulder and they say, hey, your child has just been in an accident. They've been rushed to the doctor. It's really, really bad. All right. Would you sit in that training and be like, I can't get up? What are these people going to think of me? How many times have you guys went to put a post on your Facebook page and you're like, oh, I can't put that up. That girl from high school, I just added her on my Facebook page and I don't want her to see how far I let myself go. Or I don't want her to think I'm dumb, or I can't put that reel up there. I can't be dancing on there. Like, how many of us do this, you guys? Okay, so think about that. So if your child was in an accident, was hurt, would you second guess yourself about getting up and going to find your child, getting to the hospital as fast as you can? Even if a security guard stops you at the door and says, hey, you can't get up, you can't leave right now, there's something really important going to happen. Come hell or high water, I'm getting out the door, okay? Because that is super important to me. Then if you get out to the car and you're like, uh-oh, I forgot my keys. My keys are inside. Would you just be like, oh, it must be a sign? How many of you guys tell yourself, if something doesn't go right, how many of you guys tell yourself, oh, that must be a sign that I'm not supposed to do that? Okay, I know I have before. That must be a sign I'm not supposed to call that person. My phone died right before I called her number, or the text didn't go through. That must be a sign that I'm not supposed to do it. You still got to push through. And that's the point of this whole thing. So say you forget your keys, you're going to run back in. You don't care who you interrupt. You're going to get your keys, right? Then you get back out to your car and your car don't start. Is that another sign? You guys, this is all an analogy of the stuff that happens in our everyday lives that slows us down. Okay. If your car don't start, you got to find a ride to the hospital. Your kid needs you right now. Okay. So that's what he's trying to say when it comes to desperation and being hungry. You got to do whatever it takes. So you got to dig deeper for your why. When you get to the hospital, if the security people stops you or the nurse or whatever at the desk stops you and says, you can't go in there, you have to fill out this paperwork first, you can't go in there yet. No way, I'm getting to my kid. I can sign the papers later, right? This is what being desperate and hungry means. So you've got to figure out your why. You've got to dig deeper for your why. You have to do things that normally you wouldn't do because things try to get in our way. Because guess what? Newsflash, you guys, obstacles happen to us every day. Things come up every day. There is stuff in our way every single day. What are you doing to push through the stuff? Okay, I see way too many people that worry about what people think, that hit these obstacles and they're just like, I just can't go any farther. I'm not even going to hit my goal this month. I can't do it next month too. I get too discouraged. You guys, you would not stop until you got to your child, right? So don't stop on your goals. Don't let this just be another thing that you're going to start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. It's worth so much more than that. So that's what he means about being so hungry that you're desperate. So desperate's not a bad thing, because people that are desperate get what they need. They get what they want. They get what they need. They get what they have to have. So your why needs to keep you hungry enough to make you work through all the stuff that life throws at you. Okay, don't forget that. Some of you guys struggle with this because when you're up against a challenge, every time you come up against a trial, every time something doesn't go your way, or maybe someone says no, or maybe someone sends their products back, or maybe you sign someone up that says, I'm going to hit executive this year, and then they don't do it, or your points go backwards, or you don't hit your personal goal, you end up quitting, because it's easier to quit than it is to push through and set a new goal and work towards something else, okay? So one of the, okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay. So that is about your why. Okay. I want you guys to really evaluate. How many of you guys, drop it in the comments here, how many of you guys just thought to yourself, I got to get a deeper why? I need it to be a little bit stronger. Maybe I need to add a couple things to it. Maybe I need to, make it a little bit stronger so that I can push through those hard things. Because you guys, Singular is amazing. It's a vehicle that can take us beyond our wildest dreams, but we have to get in the car and start it. It's not going to go by itself. It's not going to get us there just by us having a thought about it. So one of the hardest things about this business, and I'm just going to be really clear with you guys here, one of the hardest things about our business is learning how to manage our time. Okay? Because when you have a job, and most of you guys have jobs, some of you guys, I know some of you guys do. When you have a job, you have somebody who tells you when to be at work, what to wear to work, when you can take lunch, when you can take a break, when you can take a day off. Let me see. And what time you have to be, what time you get to go home, all of those kind of things, right? And exactly what to do. So when you work for yourself, this is hard. So many of you guys want time freedom. So many of you guys want to work for yourself. So many of you guys want to do this full time, but you guys, it's so hard to be in control of your own time. It's so hard because when you have time freedom, everything comes up. Oh my gosh, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. So when you work for yourself, you're in total control, and it is a blessing and a curse. And it's not easy to make and stick to a schedule. Might be easy to make one. You can always write it down, but it's hard as heck to stick to it. Okay. So you have got to start applying this now. If you're still working for someone right now, you've got to start applying this time management. Okay. If you're working for yourself right now, you have no choice but to apply this time management. Okay. So it's hard. It's good and it's hard at the same time. So first of all, you need to decide how much you are going to work singular every single day. And then you need to schedule it in. Everything in our life that's important is scheduled. And I want you guys to think about that. Are you really scheduling in your singular day? Because if you're not, I can guarantee you, you're not working it as much as you think you're working it if you're not scheduling it in. Everything in our life that's important is scheduled. Think about doctor's appointments. You can't just walk in, you have a free day, walk in when you want. Even your hair appointments are scheduled, you guys. Your nail appointments are scheduled. Your vacations, people put more time and thought and planning into their vacations than they do their goals. But those are scheduled. Sports practices, any type of practice is scheduled. Games are scheduled. Work is scheduled. School is scheduled. All of the important things in your life are scheduled. Why wouldn't you schedule your business hours? And if you're working and if you get off work at 4 o'clock, you better find time from 4 o'clock till when you go to bed to schedule in your business. Okay, that's the only way you're going to ever be successful doing this full time is if you learn how to do this now. Okay, it's very, very important. So you need to make your business a priority. And I want you guys to really start tracking your time. This was a huge eye opener for me. Okay, I'll say, oh my gosh, I work 8 hours a day. Well, Kristi started clocking in when I was actually doing something that was income producing, and then clocking out when I got distracted with drama or complaints or trouble or kids or make dinner or anything like that. Clock out when you're distracted. Okay. You're going to be shocked at the time you really spend on your business doing income producing activities. Okay. And trainings are great. Trainings are great. I'm not saying anything bad about trainings, but I am going to, or Melissa and Stacy, they distract me all the time. I have to clock out. Every time we're on a planning call, I clock out because we ain't going to get nothing done until the last 10 minutes when I'm like, what did we do, guys? What did we do? Okay. So what I want you to remember is, you guys, trainings are, see, look, now she got me all flustered. Trainings are so important to get on, to plug in, to learn. But remember that everything that is going to grow our business is based off of activity. Okay. It's not based off of trainings. It's based off of activity. So it's not based off of how many trainings you get on. It's not based off of how much you read. Yes, reading is important. Personal development, that's going to keep your head afloat. But it's based off of your activity. So if you're getting on every training and listening to every person trying to motivate you and pump you up and all that stuff, but you're not doing any of the activities, you're not going to grow. You have to apply things. That's just like if you go to the event in April, which I hope you guys are all going to Zing Fling in April. If you go to the event and you're just going there for the social part of it and you don't get anything from it and you don't come home and apply it, it's not going to do you any good. Yeah, you can rub shoulders, you can get motivated, you can get yourself pumped up, but you have got to apply these things that you're learning. So you're never going to grow if you don't. And if you feel like you're working your business because you get on 3 trainings a week and you're posting before and after pictures and you're adding to your results page, but you're never talking to anyone in person because you're afraid of doing that, or you're never intentionally reaching out to someone to talk to them about what we have, you're not going to get very far. If you're just posting and waiting for people to fall from the sky because you've been posting continuously and you've been doing the things like that, you guys, you're going to be waiting a long, long time to be successful with this. And I promise you that. Now, what I'm going to give you here as we're kind of closing this down are 5 tips for time management. And this is kind of an eye-opener as well, because I know that we all struggle with these things, okay? So number 1 is prioritize your tasks. Okay, you have to identify and categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. Focus on your high priority items first. So make sure that you're doing this every single day. Have you guys heard the phrase that either run your day or your day runs you? Right? That's so true. Have any of you guys ever made a to-do list at night? I love to make a to-do list at night because I'm telling you, like, this is my list for today. This was my list for today. You can't even see it, but I make it at night. And then when I wake up in the morning, I get so satisfied to cross those things off. You guys, I even put shower on there. Like, that's what I got to do in the day. That's on my to-do list. So when I shower, I just cross that baby off and I feel so completed. I feel like I'm getting something done. It helps me. It like satisfies me. So make a to-do list. If you haven't tried it, try it. Crossing things off is so much fun, because if not, what happens to me is if I don't have my to-do list, I swear it's already time for lunch. The kids are already coming home for lunch and I can't even tell you what I did during the day. I have no idea. I have no way to track it. I work from home. That's a job in itself, right? And so if I don't prioritize what needs to be done and then what can get done if I have time, I'm all over the place. I'm telling you, it really, really helps you stay focused. So make sure that you're prioritizing your tasks. That's number 1. The next one is make sure that you set SMART goals. Okay. This is also going to help you to create a roadmap and give you kind of a sense of direction for your task. And what I mean by SMART goals are, if you have never heard this, the S stands for specific goals. You have to have specific goals. The M is measurable, right? So you can be able to track those goals. The A is achievable. So if you're sitting at Gold Manager and I say, what rank do you want to hit this month? And we have 2 days left and you're like, executive. Guys, it has to be achievable, okay? It has to be achievable. R is for relevant. Make sure that it has something to do with what you want to get out of it, okay? And the T is time-bound. Set a time-bound goal. You've got to have a time-bound goal as well. So setting SMART goals is number 2. Number 3, use a time management system. Calendars, planners, apps, just something to help organize your schedule. Break down your day into manageable chunks. And if you do this, it's going to help you be more productive. Okay, you're going to get more out of your day if you're kind of time blocking. Number 4, this one's going to sting. You guys ready? How many of you guys are great at multitasking? You can do 5 things at once and you're like, yeah, I'm so good at that. Well, avoid multitasking. Okay, that's number 4. Avoid multitasking, because while it may seem efficient, multitasking often leads to reduced focus, which is absolutely true because I'm a pro multitasker. I need to stop. But it leads to reduced focus and quality of work. If you concentrate on one task at a time to improve your efficiency, and it will help you minimize errors. How many of you guys are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was multitasking and I messed that up. Yeah, I'm queen of that. So need to work on that. And number 5, this is also a hard one for me. Learn to say no. That one's hard because you want to help everybody. You want to please everyone. You want to do all that you can, but you have to be mindful of your commitments and don't hesitate to decline tasks that do not align with your goals or tasks that would overload your schedule. This helps to maintain a healthy work and life balance. Okay, so I know those are a little bit stingy, but we all need to hear them. Okay, we all need to hear them. Melissa, I can't even read that. I can't see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you're going to say yes all the time. Okay, now see what she does to me, you guys? That's why I can't even look at her on here. She's a pain. She makes me try to multitask. Okay, so this brings us to what I'm really, really excited about, you guys. And I hope all of you guys are going to join us in this. We're having a business reboot group. Okay, Stacy put this together for us. This is going to be awesome. I know a lot of you guys have commented. If you're in my team page and you commented that you wanted to be in, I'm going to be reaching out to you. We're going to be getting you guys in there. The other leaders are going to do the same. We're going to start adding people to this. You guys, what you put into this is going to pay off. I promise you. Don't just say that you're doing the things. Don't just say it. It's going to show. Okay. Believe it or not, we know what you're doing and what you're not doing. Okay. You don't even get in it if you're not going to put the time into it, because it's going to pay off. We want to see everyone be successful. We want to see everyone grow. But what this is it's just going to be a business reboot group where you can be held accountable, where you have different tasks, different IPAs. And if you're brand new at this, that stands for income producing activities. Okay, because we can get busy doing stuff all day long, but we really want you to focus on things that are going to help you grow your business. So let's do this, you guys. Let's do this together. We all know that our products are amazing. How many of you guys have remarkable, blow your mind stories? Maybe if it's not even yours, it's someone else's, right? We all know that these products are absolutely life-changing. You have the power to give someone hope. You guys realize how powerful that is, to give someone hope? And if you don't think that you're sticking with this matters, where would you be if the person who told you about it decided to stop the day before they told you? Where would your life be? Where would your health be? Where would your finances be? Where would your family life be? Where would everything be if someone did not? Would you even be here? I know people that this has saved their life. That's not compliant, but guess what? It's truthful. This stuff, it just totally saved my daughter. You know, my young 14-year-old daughter. This just totally changed her life. Why would I not want to share this with the world? Why would I want to hesitate or prejudge someone? I don't care if people say no anymore. I used to in the beginning, but you have got to not care. You are the messenger. You are the person that is taking the gift and not caring what they do with it. You hope that they'll take it and that they'll enjoy it and that it will change their world and it will change their life. But you have to marry the process of these daily activities and divorce the outcome, because the outcome has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Okay? So make sure that you remember you have the power to change someone's life with this system that we have. And in turn, guess what? There's an opportunity that will bless people and they don't even know it yet, because we haven't even told everyone yet. So really, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. For me, it's almost 14 years. You guys have got to find the fun again. How many of you guys feel burned out? How many of you get less and less excited every single day because you feel like you're doing the same thing or saying the same thing, or you have 4 people that were going to start when they got paid and you're like, well, they must have lost their job because they must have never got paid because they're ghosting me. That's normal. Everyone loses their job when it's time to pay for something that they really didn't want to pay for, but they told you because they didn't want to talk to you anymore. Okay, that's just what happens. Okay, you have to find the fun. You have to find the excitement. If you can't find the excitement, go read one of these news stories that are coming from our Gut Collective. You guys, every single person needs those 5 products in their bodies. I don't care who they are, how old they are, what's going on. They need those products. Find the excitement. Attach to somebody who is on fire with excitement until it lights your fire, because it's happening and you're going to miss the boat if you don't. If you stay stuck in the same rut, if you stay stuck about talking about the same 5 stories that you've shared for the last 5 years, you're going to get stuck. You're going to be stuck in the quicksand. Get out and find that excitement again. Because really, it doesn't matter how many times you feel burned out. It doesn't matter how many times you talk about zinc. It doesn't matter how many times you talk about the weight loss systems or the Gut Collective systems. Guess what? This information is always new to the person that you're going to talk to tomorrow. So I don't care if you've been told no 10 times this week. The person that you talk to tomorrow has never heard about this. So you have got to be excited. You don't want to talk to somebody who's, I wouldn't want somebody to talk to me who's discouraged. I'm not going to buy from someone who's like down in the dumps. Well, yeah, it worked for me. I gained my weight back, but it worked for me. It doesn't matter if you gained your dang weight back. That's a stronger story than people that just lose and keep it off. Do you guys realize that? Because you're real. You're showing people this still works. I know what to do to correct this. One thing I love and I hate about our system is it's so easy to get back on track. So a lot of us lose sight of the train tracks because we know we can go right back and we know exactly what we have to do. But that's reality, you guys. People struggle. People go through hard times. People go through stressful situations and gain some weight. People don't even know the demons that they're fighting in their life. So don't think that you can't share this because you gained some weight. That has nothing to do with this. Focus on your overall health and don't forget the excitement. Because like I said, the people that you're going to talk to tomorrow and the next day and the next day, they have no idea that Zing's been around for 14 years. They think it's brand new. Oh my gosh, we're getting a new product. Are you guys so excited about that? But guess what? We don't need a new product to get excited about. We need to realize the power in what we already have. Don't let that excitement fade. The new thing is just going to add to the bundle. It's not like coming in and replacing some of these amazing products we have. It's an addition. So don't always wait for the next promo. Don't always wait for the next product. Keep the excitement, keep the fire burning, and go talk to more people. But you guys, don't forget the power in what you have, because that's special. We have the best products with the best company, with the best corporate staff, with the best customer service, with the best field, the best people, the best compensation plan, the best travel rewards. We have the best. We just want all of you guys to believe that you're part of that. Don't just sit back and watch everyone else getting awards and making more money and going on trips and getting recognized on stage. You guys, everyone's equal. At the beginning of every single month, we all start out at zero. Every single person is equal. There's no reason why you should sit back and not start applying these very, very simple things that will get you to where you want to be. So that was a lot of information, but I'm so glad that you guys jumped on tonight. Make sure that your teams start jumping on, start getting more and more people on, because you guys together, individually, this is hard, but together we are unstoppable. We are unbreakable, and it's a special thing. So I'm grateful for you guys. Melissa, you have anything to say to close us out, or Safety?
One of the things that you said that reminded me of something was this info is always new to the next person that you talk to. Well, did y'all know at Disney World that they change the flowers out every single day because they want the first time Disney goers to feel the same thing as the person who had the new flowers last week. They change them out every day. They are always changing everything to make the experience, the first time experience, the best it's ever been. And one of the things that, to go along with that, the products that we have already, they're brand new to your next new partner that you find. The person that's never heard of Zingular, all of the products that we have right now are brand new to them. And so you've got to be excited about what we have right now. And then February 12th is just going to add on to it. So find your 1,200 points right now in the next 3 days, tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Find your 1,200 points and get that new product in your hand. Every single person on here should be the first one to get that new product, because you're busting your tail to share the amazing products we already have with the next new person. I love that training. Kristi, that was absolutely fantastic. Do not let these next 3 days go to waste. Do not already admit defeat. You step up and you step into the gifts that you have. You do your work and you're going to reap the rewards. I promise y'all. I promise it is there. You just got to talk to the right people. And if the ones you're talking to aren't the right people, talk to more people. And if those aren't the right people, talk to more people. There are plenty of people to talk to. And if you're not finding any people to talk to, go to another store and then go to another store, get in lines, make the walk, the long walk, and find somebody to walk with. Increase your audience, whatever way that is. I'm going to declare Ephesians. Stacey, you got anything before I do that?
No, I'm good. It was a great training, Kristi. Great message, Melissa. I'll just say this. I'm so excited for the close of this month. We're going to do great things. We're going to do big things over the next couple of days, but also get yourself mentally prepared for our 90-day reboot. So we're kind of asking you to do two things. One, finish the month strong. Two, get yourself prepared for this 90-day reboot, because we're going to be doing some great things during those 90 days. Keep in mind, it's not a 3-day sprint. It's not a 7-day sprint. It is 90 days of us doing the things that we need to be doing every single day. And I'm going to add this in real quick. Make sure you have something to track yourself with, okay? I got this planner from Andrea Gunn. I think Melissa maybe has it. A few of y'all may have it. If you don't, you can get this one. You don't have to get this one. There are a lot of other planners. You can use a notebook. Whatever you like and works best for you for tracking, do that. This right here I like about it because it's already laid out. Everything we will be doing is right there. But like I said, as long as you have something to track what you're doing every day, that is what's important, because you're going to think that if you're not tracking, you're going to think you've got a lot of stuff done come the end of the day. But in reality, maybe you haven't. Okay, that's why it's important to track. So that's it. I'm finished with my part, what I wanted to say. So Melissa, close us out.
So we've kind of got a little head start on the 90-day reboot. We're actually going through the end of April. So, but we have been doing it for the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to tell you, it is exciting. The momentum is there. When you do the work and actually do the work, there's a lot of momentum that comes with that, especially doing it together. So I'm really excited about what all of us are doing. So I'm going to declare Ephesians 3:20 over this team, over every single person that's on here and the ones that aren't. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask. Because we honor him, his blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. You are in the right place at the right time, and I declare a boldness to rise up in each one of you. God is going to open supernatural doors. People are going to seek us out, and we're going to rise in the ranks because we give him the honor and glory. Love y'all so much. See you tomorrow night on Founders Club training.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Bye.